Olivia Carter opened her eyes before the alarm clock rang. She couldn't remember the last time she'd slept deeply. After more than 15 years in the medical field, she was used to waking up before her alarm clock even went off. She rolled out of bed in the misty autumn morning, the cold feel of the hardwood floor making her shiver slightly. In the next room, Mason was still sleeping soundly. He looked small under the heavy blankets, his breathing even but his face tense. Olivia stood in the doorway, silently observing her son. Lately, she had begun to notice something unusual about Mason: the prolonged silences, the sad looks in his eyes, the jerks in his sleep. Her instincts told her something was wrong. 2 years ago, Olivia and Eric divorced. They had been a happy family until Eric's work began to take over all of his time. As a financial analyst, Eric had risen quickly, but the price was his absence from his family. Olivia tried to hold on, but a relationship cannot be sustained with only one-sided effort. Eventually, they split amicably, and Mason lived with his mother during the week and visited his father on the weekends. That schedule had been stable until 6 months ago. That's when Vanessa Hughes came along. She is a popular TikTok influencer with over 700,000 followers, posting videos about fashion, beauty, and luxury lifestyles. Mason was initially delighted with his dad's new woman. He was bought new clothes, went to fancy restaurants, and appeared in posts that received thousands of likes. But then, Mason's smile began to fade. Every time he returned from his father's weekends, he looked gaunter and quieter. Olivia noticed that her son was eating less, was losing focus in school, and had even lost a significant amount of weight. When she asked, Mason just smiled faintly and said, "I'm fine, don't worry." But a mother always knows. One Monday morning, Olivia was awakened by a small sob from the next room. She rushed in and found Mason curled up on the bed, his left cheek clutched in his hands. "Mason, what's wrong?" The boy grimaced, his teeth clenched, his voice trembling. "My tooth hurts so much, Mom." Olivia felt Mason's forehead and realized he had a slight fever. Her paramedic instincts told her this was more than just a toothache. She decided to take her son to the dentist immediately. Dentist Sarah Wong is a specialist in this field, especially with children. As she examined Mason, her face became increasingly serious. "Olivia, look at this place." Olivia looked down through her dental glasses and her heart sank. Mason's molar surfaces were unusually worn. X-rays showed more than normal damage, signs of repeated teeth grinding with great force. But more worrying were some other findings, signs of prolonged psychological stress. "Mason, can you tell me what's going on?" Dr. Wong asked carefully. The boy was silent for a long time. Then suddenly, tears started to flow. "I don't want to go to Dad's house anymore. I'm scared of Miss Vanessa." Under Olivia's comfort, Mason began to tell. Vanessa is not the loving stepmother she portrays herself to be on social media. She subjected Mason to constant photo shoots, forcing him to pose perfectly to fit her ideal family image. If Mason appeared upset or tired, she would berate him. She strictly controlled Mason's diet, saying, "Influencer sons can't be fat." Those lavish online dinners were just for show, and Mason often went to bed hungry. To make matters worse, Vanessa tears up the pictures Mason draws, saying, "This stuff is worthless if it's not posted online." Olivia clenched her son's hand, pain and anger rising. She hadn't realized this sooner. But now, she wouldn't let this go on for another second. The very next morning, Olivia, along with police and child welfare workers, arrived at Eric's apartment. Eric opened the door, his eyes still tired from work. But his expression quickly changed when he saw Olivia's angry gaze. "We need to talk now." The evidence presented, surveillance camera footage, school reports, Mason's testimony, and even Vanessa's secret account, where she wrote about looking forward to kicking Mason out of the house one day. Eric was stunned. And Vanessa? Her face paled when she found out that her secret account had been leaked. Her phone rang nonstop. Brands were canceling her contracts. Her reputation was ruined in an instant. Eric didn't have to think long. "Vanessa, pack your things and get out of here now." Mason is slowly recovering, eating better, no more nightmares, and painting again. Eric repented and tried to be a better father. He gave up his busy work schedule to spend more time with his son. They don't have to be a perfect family. Just a real family. And this time, Olivia knew, nothing could threaten her son's happiness again. Today I drew a picture of my family. No one tore it up. No one said it was worthless. Because I know, it's the most precious thing.